This is Matt Gregory doing our Management 220 interview with a manager. So we're going to begin. If you could just introduce yourself.
My name's Lee Hedman. I work for Country Financial as a supervisor of auditing and rate verification. I've been with the company for 17 to 18 years, and I've been in this position for about 2 months.
Awesome. All right, so we're just going to dive into questions here. How did you get into the position you are in now?
I got into this position, I guess, because I think the key is to let your upper management at the time, let them know what your aspirations are. And so for a long time, I was just a working person, or I guess a working person. My manager, my director did not know that I had aspirations to be a supervisor someday. And kind of out of the blue, there was a job available, and I kind of inquired about it, and my director said, "Hey, I didn't realize you wanted to be a supervisor." And so that kind of led into me filling out an IDP, which is an individual development profile, where I indicate my aspirations, and I start managing, like, here's the objectives or goals I have, and here's the objectives that I would complete in order to achieve those goals. My management also decided to put me into a program called LDP, which stands for Leadership Development Program, and there's 2 levels of that program. The first one is for non-supervisory employees, which as myself at the time, and then there's one LDP2, which is for supervisors or above. And that program gave me the opportunity to kind of experience, what it would be like to be a supervisor, kind of explore, here's the things that it entails as far as, like there's leadership aspects of being a supervisor, manager, as well as managing the day-to-day workload. So that's how I kind of came about this position. And then about a year and a half after completing that program, this job became available, and I was offered the job.
Awesome. How do you personally manage others without micromanaging?
I think the key is trust. You have to trust your employees that they know what they're doing. In the role that I'm currently in, it's not something I had done before, so it was really easy, I guess, that I had to trust that they knew what they were doing. But I think it's important because they're the, I guess, subject matter experts in what we're doing, and you want to focus on the higher level picture or bigger picture, and then let them worry about the details. But then, of course, it's also important whenever they ask for your input, ask for your advice, that's when you start diving into the details and in order to offer advice and guidance.
Awesome. How do you focus on developing yourself while also focusing on developing those you manage?
That's tough. When I went through LDP, one of the things that they asked you to do was kind of identify your supervisory style or leadership style. And I tend to think that I'm a leader by example. So I try to, enroll in, I guess, developmental opportunities, whether it be a program, self-study, like not insurance verification, but insurance, insurance certifications, I guess that's the word I'm looking for. But also, I also want to focus on them. So the key, I think, is to have regular meetings with them, find out, hey, encourage them to fill out their profiles as far as performance appraisals, ask them, hey, what do you want to do, and then the key is to figure out how to get them there. But if you don't ask them what they want to do, what they aspire to do, then you won't necessarily know what to offer up to them.
Awesome. All right, so last question here. What is your best piece of advice for an aspiring manager, and kind of over the last 2 months, has that changed a little bit, your perception of things?
My advice, I think, since I'm a fairly new supervisor, I think my advice is to really just learn as much as you can. It's important, I think, to have a good working relationship with the people that report to you, as well as the people above you. I think the people above you, so my manager, is, I think, my support system, but then I also want to be that same support system to the people below me. At this point, I don't think anything's changed for me because I'm still fairly new at this. And hopefully, this is how it is, but it might change in the future. I don't know.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Lee.
Not a problem.